All right, so we've been talking about exchange rates. Well, what is it? Well, let's take a look at what the literature, what the accounting standards actually defines as an exchange rate. So let's go to our broad transactions, and let's take a look at how they define the exchange rate. So we'll just go right to the glossary, and we can see that the exchange rate is the unit of one currency and the amount of another currency for which that unit can be exchanged. So it's just, if I've got $1, how many yen can I get? Or if I have 1 yen, how many US dollars can I get? Or if I have 1 euro, how many yen can I get, right? So depends on what is your currency, and you can go either way, right? If I have one yen or $1, what's the equivalent of yen? Or what's the equivalent of dollar if I have yen? The textbook also describes and discusses exchange rates and breaks them down between direct exchange rate versus indirect exchange rate. So the direct exchange rate, this is the US dollar equivalent. So if I have 1 Argentina peso, that means that's worth 0.0649 dollars, right? And this is as of April 1st, 2017. If I have 1 euro, if I have 1 euro, what is that worth in US dollars, right? So it's 1.0683, right? That's how much that is worth in US dollars. This is again as of April 1st, 2017. If I look at the Japanese yen, right? So 1 yen, or so I should say 1 euro, I got that backwards. 1 euro is worth 1.0683 dollars. 1 yen is worth 0.0089 US dollars, right? So these are all of your direct exchange rates. So it's basically saying one unit of this currency is worth how much of US dollars, right? So if I had a Canadian dollar, it's only worth 75 cents of US money. The indirect exchange rate is just the opposite. If I have $1, how many Argentina pesos can I get? Well, $1 is worth 15 pesos. $1 is worth 662 Chilean pesos. $1 is worth 111.75 yen. $1 is worth, if we look at euro, where's my euro here? $1 is worth 93 euros. Okay, so this is the indirect exchange rate. How much is $1 worth? Versus over here, 1 euro, right? I would have to give $1.683 to get 1 euro. And if you just take these things and divide, they're the reciprocal. So if you're looking for exchange rates, I mean, this is lovely, but if you're looking for exchange rates, let's utilize some of our quandle skills. And so here I just brought up an Excel spreadsheet, and I want to look for exchange rates for a particular currency. Let's go simple. Let's find the euro. So we'll go over to quandle. I want to make sure that my formulas are enabled, and we're going to go and get some data. We're going to look for currency data. We're going to look for traditional currencies. And let's look at spot exchange rates, right? Those are just the exchange rates on that day that I would be able to convert. Let's just use Federal Reserve data. Click Next. And there's a lot here. There's a ton to look for, but I can just go in here and search euro. I can spell euro. And now I've got my spot exchange rates. I can get annual, monthly, or business day. Well, let's take a look at the business day, right? Why not? And again, when we say business day, it's not going to be the weekends. It's just going to be the business day. So those are going to be the 221, 222 business days or trading days that this currency trades. So let's click Next. We want not only the date, but we also want the value. So these are going to be the 2 column headings. So the business day date and the business day value. Let's click next. I want all the historical. We can put that into a specific range, but I want to look at everything. Why not? And we'll click next. I want it in this cell, and I want the headers and the dates. Insert. Generally, we'll always ask, do you want to continue? And I do. And you can see now this is the euro rate. Now, is this a direct rate or is this an indirect rate? Well, let's go back to our textbook here. And so we know the euro area back in April 1st, 2017, €1 was worth, we'd have to spend $6.83 to get €1. So let's going back to, and by the way, this exchange is still the same, or the same ratio. You can see that €1 is worth, I would have to spend $1.1901 to get €1. And you can see that these rates change over time, right? And you can also see that the weekends are not included. So I'm doing this as of, I've got this has been populated through August 28th, but you can see that the 22nd and the 23rd aren't here because those are not business days. So let's kind of scroll down and see what happened to the exchange rate when the pandemic was going on. Did we see anything interesting going on? It's really kind of, maybe it dropped here a little bit down to 106, but really it kind of stayed pretty stable. And it looks like the Eurozone is recovering against the US dollars. Maybe the US dollar is weakening, and but you've got a lot of data here. How much data do you have here? Let's go down and take a look. How much data do we have? We've got this all the way back to January 1st, 1999. You've got over 20 years worth of exchange rate data here, just like that. So anytime you're trying to revalue something, you can always get the exchange rates, but you want to use, so for example, if your balance sheet date was on a weekend, that there may not be an exchange rate on that day. You have to go to the next day to get your most current exchange rate. So that's what they were referring to when it is temporarily delayed or temporarily not available.